Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome back. My wheel works. Things work now. Sorry about that. Don't drive into the crops. Oh god, I almost did it again. Okay. Welcome back. This is our Farming Sim No Man's Land playthrough. We're just gonna redo the whole intro. Sorry if you're in Twitch chat and you've already heard this once before, but we this is a playthrough where we start with basically nothing and then start getting something eventually. And we're headed north because I mentioned during the last stream that the old truck was having some issues. Yeah, Evo. We tried to start a stream once already, but the old truck was having some issues, but we got it jumped eventually. I mentioned on the old stream that we had a neighbor up north, Gail, who keeps complaining about what she can see happening on my farm. Well, we've made it to Gail's house. Gail, are you in there? I want to have some words with you. Gail? Gail. Come out here and talk to me like a person. Person to person. Come in here. Where are you? Where are you? I swear to God, I'll do it. Talk to me. You don't like the noise my vehicles make? Well, I don't like the color of your house or the cut of your jib. I'll fuck up your trash cans. I'll do it. Gail, you're a mile from my house. Just turn out the other window. Ignore me. Also, you don't even have a driveway. How do you get to town? Anyways, fuck off, Gail. All right, we're going to do some farming today. No matter what Gail says. Here's kind of what's going on. We've got one crop. It's currently August, which means we've been here for an entire year. We've got one crop in the ground. I'm kind of thinking, oh shit. Everything's fine. I'm kind of thinking maybe we could get a second crop in the ground today. I think we've been kind of thinking maybe we could plant some canola. Oh god. Don't chat and drive. How about don't chat about telling me how to drive? Queensley. Anyways, we've got one crop in the ground. Did you try to hit every bush? Bushes don't hurt you. It's the rocks and trees that'll fuck you up. We've got soybeans growing. Those will be done before too long. And the goal is, it's currently August, meaning we can plant canola. The problem with that is to plant canola, we need a field to put canola in, meaning we need a plow, and we need a planter that will plant canola. So if we could do wheat next, or wheat tomorrow, that actually might be better because wheat I can feed to chickens, meaning we could get chickens. Yeah, we've also got some sheep. They're doing just fine. They've got water, hopefully. We've got plenty of food. So that's where we're at. I'm kind of thinking we do this. How much money do we have? 8,000? Let's get ourselves a plow and see if we can't start. This takes 60 horsepower. Let's see if we can't make ourselves a field. Oh my god, I can change colors. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. That's a bright goddamn yellow. I like it. Let's take our tractor up to town and oh, sorry, I got stuck. Go get ourselves a plow. How are we looking on compound incest? It takes them like 6 months to have babies, so it's gonna be a while before they do. But yeah, I think we're looking all right. Hopefully those sheep start having some sex soon. Hi, Snuffles. Anyway, it's just a lovely, just another lovely day here at Shit Creek Farms. Compound incest? Bruh? Listen. The sheep may be related, but they also need to make more sheep so that we can make more sheep so that we can make more sheep. Exclamation Devo in the chat. Anyways. Why isn't my vape working? Vape? My vape. For some reason, my vape isn't working. My goddamn vape broke. Crystal stole my vape. She broke my truck as well. Oh my god. You still have the same one that plays music? Apparently Crystal stole it. My vape won't work. Family trees are just a suggestion here in Shit Creek, Alabama. '07's in chat for my vape. I don't know what I did to break it, but I broke it apparently. Is this thing on? There it is. Oh, there it is. Holy cow. Woo. Can you tell I've never smoked a vape before? I left the vape out out in the sun and rain all night, and apparently it took a little convincing to get started. You lost your vape in between the seats on the tractor. Hey, I don't know if you've noticed, but this tractor's only got room for one. If somebody, if I ever to get a girlfriend again and they wanna take a ride on my tractor, they're gonna have to sit right on my lap. That's right. I love jumping in on a stream I'm completely dark on. I've just become inundated with in-jokes. Here, let me walk you through quickly what the deal is. My name is Mark Shit Creek. I moved out here to some land that my grandpa gave me with very little money to my name. I have a truck. I had a trailer. I've chopped down a bunch of trees. I've sold those trees. We're going to try and make a life for ourselves. Why are we out here making a life for ourselves? Well, our girlfriend, Crystal, sorry, wife, Crystal, she didn't like it when I used to call her my girlfriend. That's probably why we got divorced. She dumped me. And then she got a restraining order against me. And then she made me pay a bunch of alimony. She took me to court. Anyways, I'm trying not to think too much about the past. I'm out here. I'm trying to become a farming social media influencer. I'm also selling my body in town sometimes for a little bit of extra cash. And I'm selling wood, like trees. Girlfriend or wife? Ex-wife? Technically, ex-wife and bringer of a court case against me. Technically. This is our farm. It's called Lower Shit Creek Farms. Yeah. I've moved away from black tar, heroin, speed, cocaine, everything, and now instead of all of that, I vape. And it's supposed to take the edge off. I have a dog named Queensley. Yep. How are your YouTube videos still monetized? He's on the vodka milk. I used to be on the vodka milk. Now I'm just trying to get back to milk. The DARE program really failed Mark. Mark should probably volunteer his time as part of the DARE program. Bring him into some schools, scare the shit out of some kids. Scared Straight style. Anybody remember that TV show? Scared Straight? Is that what it was called? Send like problem kids to jail? What an American fucking show. Send problem kids to jail so that they can see real criminals and get scared straight? be honest, the DARE program really failed many. Not the most successful initiative of all time. Raise your hand if you don't know what the DARE program is. What does DARE stand for? Drugs are real evil. What's DARE stand for? Wrong answers only. Drug abuse resistant education. I should have known that. Resistance education. Drugs are real evil. That's a rock. Watch the road? I haven't hit anything yet. What you talking about? Drugs are really expensive. Drugs are really enticing. All right, so we've got a plow. Here's the test. If this thing works, then we can go buy a planter, hopefully, and plant some wheat or canola. Here's the problem. We need to figure out where to plant stuff. We've got this little field here. We want long, straight lines. We want, for whatever tool we end up using, we want no trees. We want, I think the honest to God thing might be this back left area, probably. We start like here, go north. It's got a hill, which is a little bit shitty. We're going to take a save before we do this. DARE stands for do anything wrong, enter jail. DARE taught my friends that they weren't as dangerous as they had been told. Yeah, I don't think we want to be in front of this tree. I think we want to be the other side of the tree. We're going to have to be exact here, okay? Come on, come on, come on. We're going to start with some, you can't tell, but in the bottom left, there's a little number called 300 and, that shows you the degrees. This is a weird field, but I'm going to try it. And if I have it at 360 degrees, it's perfect. We're going to take a save in case I fuck this up. DARE made it sound like I'd be offered drugs all the time. There have been some studies that the DARE program actually made more kids do drugs. Yeah. Matt is actually on this exact map, by the way. Matt is playing Farming Sim on this map. I love that we hey, you've heard of DARE to convince kids not to do drugs. Where's my kickback for convincing Matt to play Farming Sim on this exact map? I just bought Farming Sim to play this. All right, we're going to do it. Time to lower. Time to allow create fields. This is nervous making here. Need to go left. Oh, God. This truck. This tractor, I should say. Welcome to Lower Shit Creek Farms. 3 miles an hour, and we're headed uphill. This is not going to go well. Oh, baby. We're headed uphill. Okay. This is why we probably don't want to plant on the hill. This is what's so sketchy about the hill. Yeah, I'm just kind of marking stuff right now. I made a mark so that I can go downhill. Eventually, we'll be able to afford more. This is why we saved before we did any of this shit. We're about to fuck it all up, I have a feeling. Oh, baby. Now we're cooking with gas. Downhill's way easier. Bye, RJ. Oh, baby. This is gonna take fucking forever. Let's see if we can get the outlines, then we can do the rest later. Or we can do the rest kind of willy-nilly, I should say. All right. Can I go? Nope. Now you're sliding backwards. Why are you sliding backwards? We're supposed to go forwards here. Oh, God. Maybe if we get a running start. It's a one-way field. I might have just struck out on this plow. How much does this plow take horsepower-wise? So 60 horsepower? How much does this one take? 12 horsepower? All right, so we've struck out a little bit, but we're not going to give up just yet. We're not going to give up. We're going all the way back to town. Hey, you know what I like about farming? It just gives you a lot of time to think, you know? Ah, nothing but time to think about all your past mistakes, regrets, all the times you fucked up, all the chances you've been given and then tossed away. All the chances you'll never get again, yet you still pissed them away. Nothing but time to think out here. Nothing but time to stew in your own past mistakes. Did you buy the wrong piece of equipment? I bought a piece of equipment that isn't going to work on a hill because of how much horsepower it takes. So we're going to try it with a much smaller plow. You thought that plow was slow and too thin? We're going to try an even thinner plow. Yeah. We'll try that. This is fine. Thank you for the clip, Jaredine. Yeah, what do you guys got going on tonight? Sounds like you need more horsepower. I do, but it's expensive as shit. Expensive as hell. Nothing going on tonight? I love it. It's not the size, it's what you do with it. Lies they tell you. I mean, lies Crystal told me. I mean, Ryan, you know it's illegal to use the phone and drive? Not out here. Ain't nobody got no jurisdiction out here. Just me and my thoughts. Let me click feet fetish spa off of the list. Let's see here. Have you guys seen the TikTok? You guys know the audio, right? Sorry, I'll tell you the story in a second. We're texting and tractoring. We are texting and tractoring. Hi, Austin. Oh my god, he ran over the rabbit. Did I run over a rabbit? I didn't even see it. Matt's been dealing with tech issues. What's your PayPal issue, Matt? If you don't mind saying. Evo's working on some class for his stuff. Sorry, some stuff for a class since it was published. Then maybe playing some Death's Door. Oh my god, another person on the train. The bandwagon. I thought you were asking if we've seen TikTok. Have you guys seen that new app, that newfangled TikTok? Mark is on TikTok. Mark's TikTok is only scantily clad women dancing, and he likes everyone and comments on everyone beautiful. And that's all. That's Mark's entire TikTok. Ew, I agree. All right, let's see if this tiny ass plow will do its job. They won't let me accept money, making me verify both my identity and my bank account for 2 different things. Gotcha. Efren Booth, thank you for the follow. Have you guys seen the TikTok? Okay, let's start here. You know the song, the Jack Harlow song? People know Jack Harlow? Jack Harlow song, I don't like no whips and chains. But you can. I don't like no whips and chains, but you can tie me down. Better put your loving on me, baby. Put your loving on me, baby. Vanilla Baby, that song. Exclamation T Creek, by the way. Thank you, Pexy. Have you guys seen the TikTok? So to that audio, there is a lot of thirst trapping going on, right? There's a whole lot of thirst trapping going on to that TikTok audio. Have you seen the one which is just a man, a very like kind of like stylish, very like sort of thin. He's got a nice dress button-up shirt. And to that audio, he is very quickly solving a Rubik's Cube, and then he sort of drops it on the table with the flourish when he's done. You've seen it? Rubik's Cube guy. Isn't it incredible, Evo? I love the internet. I love the fucking internet. If you haven't seen it, here's what you're missing out on. It's the weirdest, most effective thirst trap. I don't know how we got here, where that is a legitimate and effective thirst trap, but like there's something special with the way he moves his hands. Ryan, you look like a guy who would be great at Rubik's Cubes. Joke's on you. I'm really bad. I don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Did you comment beautiful on his videos? Yeah. Everyone, I like it and hit beautiful. Has anyone heard the song Fucked by a Country Boy? I don't know that I've heard it, but is this the song which is like, he's bound, wait, is that the song that's like, how's it go? Is Megan still listening to stream? He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. Oh my God, is that the song? Because if that's the song, then yes, and I love it. Is that good looking? Sorry, hold up. We're going to play this song real quick. It's not going to play on the YouTube video. Yep. This is not safe for work, by the way, in case you're wondering. Bussy hits me out of left field every single time. Every single time it hits me out of left field. Bussy gets me every time. All right. How fast are we going? This song is called Good Lookin' by Dixon Dallas, in case you're wondering. One more time. We got to hear the chorus one more time. Bouncing off my booty cheeks, I love the way he rides. All right, that's enough of that. Isn't that incredible? So that's not the song you were talking about, but that's the song that it made me think about. Hi, Joyce. Welcome in. I just spent way too long thinking through my game recommendation comment on the new YouTube video. Let's go. You want to go slightly more right. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to get this exactly right. I'm trying to get like some real straight lines. It ain't great. We're going to go slow here. 89. How far over we want to go? I think like here. Singing it for the VOD watchers? Exactly. Are any of you actually listen to the normal stuff that he posts on his actual account? That artist? No, not at all. I heard that. The funny thing about that song is that Megan heard it the other day, and she was like, "Ryan, have you heard this?" And then she started playing it, and I started singing. Started singing along to it. She's like, "Okay, so you have heard it?" She was talking about how I may have this incorrect. I think she was talking about how funny it would be to see like someone at work who really likes country music in that style singing or hearing it for the first time. Siege says that may be the only country song I've ever enjoyed. Listen, there's great country out there, and that might be one of the songs. Hi guys, I'm finally here. Hi K-Bell. All right, we're trying to line up. We're trying to go for 180 degrees in the bottom left-hand corner. Shit, I just did the exact same thing. Okay. Hi, K-Bell. How you doing? Slower, slower. $180, perfect. 180. Stop there. We're gonna make this a really nice straight line. There's not good country out there. I'm very sorry, Ryan. Pluvio, that's a wild take. I'm gonna rephrase your comment, and you're going to I'm gonna make you defend it. Defend the comment, there is no good metal music out there. Defend the comment, there is no good rap music out there. Defend the comment, there is no good hip hop out there. I want to see it. I want to see an actual take on how you could defend that comment. First off, never mind. I'll just let you take over for a second. Oh, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's gonna be pretty straight. Objectively, maybe, but subjectively, I've never enjoyed country songs. Now, see, that's interesting, because that's a much more, that's a phrase I can get behind, is subjectively, you've never enjoyed something in a certain genre. Interesting. Cool. Weird. I love that. Interesting. Older country music is really fucking good to me. There's some modern ones that are great. There's lots of great country music. A lot of times it goes by, Americana, it goes by folk, it goes by, it's older, it's less mainstream, it's not on the radio. There's a lot of really good country music out there. Some of it says, he's bouncing off my booty cheeks. The other thing is like, what do we mean by good? You know? Do we mean pushes the envelope in interesting ways? Is musically interesting? Is musically satisfying to people who are fans of the genre? Or do we mean Pluvio personally enjoys it? Because that's, to me, I think one of those is a better definition of good than the other one. But, you know, that's just me. That's just me. Okay, we have a slight bad line here. No one can hit on Dolly Parton. Hear me out. Nobody can hit on Reba either. Try a slightly different line here. We're going to make this so straight. Is that good? I think that's pretty good. A little left. Yeah, I'm nervous about the angle we've got here. That's going to be pretty damn close to an utterly straight line. The thing with plows that is sketchy is that they, if you turn left, they go right at the end of your, the back of your tractor. So your lines can get really fucked up. Those genres all have something substantial to them. They all have different songwriting structures and their own little things. What is country other than drunk whining over a woman that is likely way too young for the singer? I don't see anything creative in country music. They pretty much all use the same sound. Maybe I'm biased because our local music scene is very country influenced, and I despise that. I can't stand the sound. Pluvio, metal is just nonsensical screaming. I despise it. It's just that... It's just not... Listen, I hear you, and I have no problem with you hating the genre. I think it is, like, legit... I think it legit makes me angry to include everything under the genre of country and then because to me it's like there's some really, really incredible Americana stuff, which folk stuff, which is like literally those people are not going to be making big bucks ever. They're still making some of the most incredible music right now, and not only will they never see limelight or see like big success because of it, they're also going to get shit like that, which they don't deserve. You know? Okay, we're just going to do some outlining until we get this figured out. Your first two sentences show me you don't know anything about country, and I refuse to learn about country. I love it when we're so open-minded in chat. Pluvio, I don't care if you ever learn anything about country. Is there a possibility that the people in your life who know, enjoy, and know a little bit more about country might have some relevance to their, like some weight to their opinion about country that might complicate your opinion about country? Because if you don't want to learn anything about country, be my guest. That's totally good. If you're going to spout your opinion on the internet in front of other people who you, or in real life in front of people who you respect and love, then that's where the problem is, right? Because you're not just saying, in the silence of my own home, I'm going to do this. You're saying your opinion is also a problem. You know? Gunpowder and lead. I don't know. It's also like if our goal is to just like shut down the conversation, then success. If our goal is to like alienate people who like something different than me, leave no space for their complicated life experiences and tastes, then I think comments like all of X genre is bad might check off the box you needed to check off. All right, we have 3 out of 4 really fucking straight lines. Now we need 1 more really straight line. Then we're gonna have a good field. No, you're good, Pluvio. I know where you're coming from, too. It's one of those things, too, that's like... I also have a like... a part of my life background that has negative associations with country. Music. And also, my reality is that as I've gotten older and I've discovered things that are not played on like mainstream country radio, I have discovered a lot of stuff that I like. And frankly, some of the stuff that was on and is on mainstream country radio is still pretty good. But yeah. Okay, we're gonna have a straight line here. Let's go. Let's go. As long as we can do this corner without fucking up. Can we? Nothing is more sketchy than plowing, by the way. Nothing is more sketchy than plowing. Let's go. That's straight as shit. All right, now we need to do a couple lines on each side. The header and footer, so that we can just do a bunch of zooming like this. Ryan's destroying the local habitat. It's true. My favorite thing is introducing my husband to a country song that he actually ends up liking. To me, that's the other part of it. Is that it's just me, like just my take. But in my life, I've discovered that going in with presuppositions about what you will or won't like, what is or isn't interesting, and what is or isn't good only worsens your experience of life in general and narrows your options for enjoyment or interests. I've said this before on stream. There's a lot of things in life that I'm pretty adamant that they aren't interesting to me. But I'm trying as I get a little bit older to say, I don't know. I think there's a day and a time. There may be a day and a time where that's very interesting to me. There may come a day and a time when I become a car person. For now, I'm pretty adamantly like not a car person. But the thing about interests to me and the things about like living this long, ideally long human life, human experience we have is that like things change. And that's not bad. That doesn't mean you like caved. That doesn't mean you like you faltered. You gave in. It just means like you opened up a little bit. If you start turning pineapples upside down, I'm pretty sure I'd stop watching. That's fair. I mean, you can stop watching whenever you want. I'm gonna go hard country next year. I came for heavy machinery and drug jokes, not life-altering wisdom. I mean, I don't know that it's life-altering, and I don't know that it's wisdom, but... There's that quote about fucking a car someday. Maybe one day I'll be fucking a car. That's impressively straight, especially using that tiny plow. Thank you, K-Bell. I'm pretty proud of this right now. All right, so now we've got header and footer. So we've got room where at the end of a row, if we accidentally fuck up, we can, there's not a, thing. I love that Pluvio. The other thing that I want to leave space for here is that Pluvio is probably doing the thing that I do about 80% of the time on the internet, which is, there's a lot of entertainment to be made on the internet when you just take a really strong opinion about something and defend it as if your life depends on it. There's a lot of fun to be had on the internet when you just double down hard on your, of course, very limited hot take. That's probably, and I do that a lot on stream. Pineapple belongs on pizza. Of course it doesn't. Do whatever the fuck you want. Hi, Devin. How's it going? It's a cute plow. It's the biggest one my tractor can carry. My tractor can pull. I grew up forcing myself to hate anything that wasn't what my friends liked. I started listening to Marina and the Diamonds. Felt really guilty about it. Such a stupid thing to care about looking back at it. What is Marina and the Diamonds? It's also one of those things, like, I think, and not to be little into dad for a second, but I think it's one of those things. Hi, Panda. Pizza doesn't belong in the shower. You're entitled to your wrong opinion. It's one of those things. I'm going to be dad for 2 seconds. I think it's one of the ways we make our identities when we're younger, is we, and this is just directly quoting John Green and Vlogbrothers, so forgive me if I'm just reiterating something you've already heard, but like fandoms and, but fandoms to some degree and like actively hating on fandoms is one of the ways we make identities when we're young, because it's really easy to tear something else down or define yourself in opposition to something. And a little bit harder to make like a long-term alignment with something, or to be so comfortable in who you are that the existence of something that maybe stands against what you believe. That's harder. That's older perspective for sure. Yeah. You're gonna be dad for the rest of your life, mate. I'm trying on the hat today, I'll tell you that much. Evo, I love that. A lot of my dislikes. This is a very interesting topic. Where do your music dislikes come from? Where do your music dislikes come from? Jaredine, I appreciate the joke, but I also would prefer if you didn't type it. It's just a bummer to see as a streamer. My music dislikes. There's music that I just don't like vibe with yet, but I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a dislike. Oh! Burn it all down. Burn it all down. Burn it all down. Fuck me sideways with a stick. Son of a bitch. We're ignoring that. We're ignoring that. Fuck me. Time for a new game. Time for a new game. You're okay, Jared. No worries. God damn it. I'll fix it later. Eventually, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Can you edit the terrain? Well, that's an interesting question. I don't actually know if I can edit the terrain. I can plant grass. Oh no, on this you can also see that there's apparently another gap right here. Oh, Jesus Christ. When did I do that? Oh God. All right, so it turns out we didn't do enough header and footer. I'm mad. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Anyways, musical dislikes. The behavior of the people that my experience associates with it. Oh, Arena. Fantastic answer. I have specific songs I hate because they played nonstop when I worked at IKEA. So too much exposure. What a great answer, Arena. Holy shit. Arena's bringing the wisdom today. Man, I can't believe that. We could make it. We could try again, but that stump on the other end is going to be a problem. We could try it again, though. Don't have any strong genre dislikes. I might have said country a few years ago. It's mainly an uber formulaic handful of stadium country music I can't get behind. Oh, man. Well said there, Llamas. Yeah, I mean, as a younger person, I was like, Taylor Swift is terrible. And now I'm like, oh, you didn't have a particularly... Oh, hit the brakes. Okay, that's fine. You didn't have a particularly strong, like, understanding of yourself, conception of self, that could withstand some testing, and so you just picked a target and shot at it. Got it. Got it. Should we try and straighten these fucking lines or not? I feel like I'm going to try and straighten them and I'm just going to fuck everything up. There's artists I don't care for. Yeah. I agree. What's an artist I don't care for? What's going to get me, what's going to make some people in chat mad? Artists I don't care for. T-Swift is one of those, I wouldn't dislike her so much if her fans didn't berate me for not liking her songs. Kind of artists. Yeah, I mean, I hear that. But that's like K-pop. I mean, that's like, name a K-pop artist that doesn't have that in spades too, you know? And for some reason, in my experience, Taylor Swift gets more shit for that than the K-pop bands do. I can't listen to Courtney Love. What a great answer. Oh, man. Courtney Love's voice is not particularly pleasing to me. Also, just anyone who reaches that level of fame. Exactly, Carly. Oh, did I just do it again? Motherfucker. All right, so now 3 of our 4 sides. I'm the worst. Worst farmer you've ever seen. That's all right. It's our first field. I'm not going to make it perfect. I might try the terrain editing thing later, but until then, I'm just going to leave it. Bug it. Bug it. Go around the whole perimeter, make it a little bigger. I'm honestly nervous because on this side over here, we're against the border of our field, like pretty close. So I'm nervous if I go too far over, it's possible I will plow the neighbor's land, which is a problem because then I can't plant it. So we'll just have a weird strip. I struggle with listening to music from terrible people. Absolutely. Absolutely. Fan culture in general is awful, especially on Twitter. There is, I will say, really quickly, because it deserves to be talked about. There is a thing I should say about like about stand-em and like about this whole topic. That is like, there's been like a lot of really good writing recently about how sort of unfair it is, the treatment that like quote unquote fangirls get, and I just want to be conscious of that as we have this conversation. Got a weird strip? Try Manscaped. And that's Farmer, and that's Ryan talking, not Mark Shipfreak talking. This isn't taken, I mean, this is taken forever, but it's not, like, bad. Bigger question, is it possible to truly separate the art from the artist? Oh, Oliver's just trying to hit me directly in my, is just trying to speak directly to me, huh? I don't know, Oliver, what do you think? My gut instinct says no. And also the years of literary study say no. What's your say? Fuzzy Muzzy 69, thank you for the follow. It's complicated. I just fucked it up again. No worries. Oh well. Can we separate Ryan from his inability to make straight lines in Farming Simulator? The artist is always part of the art. Art is always personal and needs context. But isn't art also always cultural, social, historical, structural? Isn't it also always a million other things? And once it has left the hands of the artist, is there any point in time where it eventually also leaves the artists themselves behind? I'm here to tell you that I'm just making devil's advocate arguments because this is not how I actually feel. I'm making the argument I personally would argue against. That one little tuft is gonna bug me. Well, we're gonna take care of these little tufts. Don't you worry. This is a no judgment zone in chat, but I will say we are also exclamation current events. Just to be, same rule always applies. Just to be fair to the moderators and to me and to other people watching chat. We're gonna speak in theoreticals about this convo, but probably not in specifics. Just because it's easier for everyone involved. As a small brain media enjoyer, I often separate the art from the artist. I love that comment. Nothing wrong with that. I think art only has meaning. This is an interesting thought. I think art only has meaning in the eyes of the viewer. Art in a vacuum isn't art at all. Hear me out. Is art still quote unquote in a vacuum if it is being created but not consumed? Is it still art if it is, because art sitting in a vacuum might not be art, but art in the moment of its creation, which is not a vacuum, is that still art? If you make something no one ever sees it, you've made it, is it still art? I think it's still art. I don't think that art is only exists if it has only has meaning in the eyes of the viewer, because the viewer isn't the only part of the relationship. I think the viewer has the outsized part of the relationship. But I think if it's been created at all, it has had a original viewer, aka a creator. Exactly. Exactly. I didn't expect Mark Shitcreek to be this deep. Mark Shitcreek is sitting here, brain off, hitting his vape really hard. Mark Shitcreek is not present in this conversation. Remember, Mark Shitcreek comments beautiful on TikTok videos. Mark Shitcreek ain't here for this. I don't think art needs to be consumed because art has intention behind it, and that intention puts input into the piece is the art itself. So hear me out. Here's the other half of that argument then, Pluvio. Again, this is me being devil's advocate because a part of me largely agrees with what you just said, and we'll come back to it. But here's the other half of the argument for me. If art... Okay, how do I phrase this? If art doesn't need to be consumed, then doesn't that make the whole, like, viewer's role or consumer's role in the art, like, pretty non-important? Like, pretty, like, secondary to the creation act? Ooh, I love that, Snuffles. But to me, that borders on performance art, right? There's art, and then there's performance art in that thing you just described. Snuffles described an artist puts a piece of art in a black box. The black box is at the museum and gets viewed, but the art itself does not get viewed. The artist at the end of the show takes the art home, destroys it. The black box got viewed. To me, that part is performance art. There's also the art of the thing that got created and never viewed beside just the creator. The other thing I want to say is if you're sitting here during this conversation being like, this is a headache, this sucks, I'm not into this conversation. Here's like what we're actually talking about here. All we're actually talking about here is not like what is or isn't art or like what part of the art is art. All we're really talking about here is like what's worth celebrating when you experience that thing that makes you feel things. Is it any less worth celebrating if it falls into one category or the other? And I think the answer to that is basically, if it makes you feel things and you think it might be art, it's probably art, and that's the only definition that really fucking matters. But people like me who have spent way too much time, reading way too much, like having this conversation because it tickles the fun part of their brains. If that annoys you, I'm really sorry. I have to put my expensive liberal arts education to use somehow, and this is the way that I've chosen. This has been the most fun field job we've had yet. I like plowing a lot. Well phrased, Siege. Art can be consumed, but doesn't need to be. I like that. I like plowing a lot. Listen, I do. Ryan 2023. Might be the most sorry not sorry I've ever heard. Follow-up question, would it still be art if you never painted any paintings and the boxes were empty but everyone thought paintings were in there? I think the performance art piece would still be performance art because to me, performance art is just about the like perception of something happening or supposedly happening more so than it is about any actual act of like creation. I bet he said it in 2023 too. So to me, the performance art piece would still be art. Would the paintings be art? If the paintings don't exist, I don't think they'd be art. If the paintings don't exist, I wouldn't say they were art. If the artist went through some creation act, then I think they would be art. If you make a painting and consider it art, but never show it to anyone, it's art. Your role as a viewer is what matters in that scenario, not your role as the creator. I don't know. Anyway, field's almost plowed, including a couple stuff gone. Can you have art without a creator? It's a fantastic question, King of Kilograms. I don't know. What do you think? It's a fantastic question. How about if that art has a quote-unquote creator, but that creator is not human? Elephants painting. Not living? AI is creating. Not conscious? All kind of interesting complications of that one. Many people consider mountains to be art. Do you consider mountains to be art? I think a lot of people look at the God's green earth and say there must be an artist for it. But I don't know that I look at God's green earth and think there's definitely an artist behind all of this. Who's to say? Am I right there? Are the other people experiencing art, but I'm not because I don't believe in the creator? I don't know. I don't know. I think they might be experiencing art. Oh man, this has been a fun conversation. I think art is something that art is anything that someone has consciously attempted to hone and improve. You know what I like about that definition? There's all of the like, is this art arguments made about like human people having processes where they basically introduce randomness or nonsense or a lack of like approach to the making of their art. Think the like worst definition, the like least generous definition of like oh shit, I need to sell one more tree. The least generous definition of like splatter art or like that kind of thing. But even in those situations, they still have a process. And in my mind, at least, that process is still being honed and improved. So I like that definition a lot. AI only creates art in that it uses other people's art. Here's the thing that so I'm definitely not qualified to talk on the AI art thing at all. And if I was, I think mostly I would say pay actual artists and don't. And that would be basically the end of my opinion. But here's the thing I think is interesting about what you said, Siege, is that I think there is this sort of weird and I think unhealthy conception about artists, not AI, but like human beings, by corners of the general populace, but not by a lot of artists themselves. That like when an artist, writer, whatever, creates something, they're creating out of nothing something. But I don't think that's true at all. And so if we humans are not like creating from nothing, but neither is the AI, does that make the AI not art? I don't think that's the reason that AI isn't making art. I think there's a reason, but I don't think that's the reason, you know? The other thing is, this is an interesting question. In a vacuum, how would you know who made it? Speaking about AI made art, if it makes you, the viewer, feel things, what's the significance behind who made it? Which brings us back around to our original thing, right? Can you really separate the art from the artist? If it makes you feel things and you don't know shit about the artist, hasn't the artist sort of been separated from the art, at least for you personally? I don't know. Who has a headache? Raise your hand if you have a headache. This is the least Mark Shit Creek conversation of all time. I love it, though. Okay, we're gonna need seed as well. So here's what we're gonna do. We're about to go buy a seeder, or a seeder and a and some seed, and we're gonna plant some canola. I think. I do need to check that my harvester will harvest canola. But yeah. You know what my favorite part about this whole conversation is? To me, it has absolutely diddly shit to do with most people's enjoyment of or consumption of art. And that's my favorite kind of conversation, is the useless one. If Mark were to create a piece of art, what would it be, though? I'm sorry, you must not have seen the way that Mark, the little drawings Mark draws in the snow with his piss in the winter, because I would call that art. Are Twitch streams of gaming art? It's a performance of sorts, so yes. Ooh, I don't know. Are all performances art is a good question. If all performances are art, who among us is not performing at every single second? Has there been a moment of your life when you have truly not been performing on some level? Because you're performing for others if you're around them.
The way Mark piles up logs on his truck, that's art.
Frankly, if you're me, you're performing for a version of yourself most of the time. Like a version in your head of the narrative of who you are. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe other people think they have lived lives where there have been moments where they are not performing, but like, and maybe this is just my social anxiety talking, but like, whoo, buddy. Hi, public. Thank you for the bits. Thank you. Mark supports your comment. When you're recovering from general anesthesia, I was going to say when I'm sleeping. That was the one thing I could come up with, is sleeping. Is sports art? Oh my God, this is taking me back to so many art history classes in college. As an autistic guy, I'm performing every day. Wouldn't call it art though. Aww. Oh shit, we need to buy a stump grinder eventually. That's a stump. All right, so this should let us buy the seeder and some seed. We'll probably grab the seed in this trailer before we do anything else. We can go plant that with canola. So, oh, Jesus Christ. How about this? Are the maths and sciences art? I at least think there's an art to the process we approach them with. To me, it's also like, this is where the art conversation gets so off the fucking deep end that it's not useful. To me, the more interesting question is like, the less interesting but more valuable conversation is like, is it beautiful? To me, that's the less valuable because it's, less interesting because it's less like philosophical in nature, at least on some fronts, but also like more. To me, it's more valuable because that's basically what we're like. Are the mountains art? It doesn't fucking matter. They're beautiful. Like, to me, that's my approach, my take. You know? I knew that was gonna happen. It's all right. I've been lurking and I'm not the qualified person to speak on this. Oh, none of us are, Megan, including me. I think that if you're the type of person that's asking questions like, can I separate the art from the artist, and grappling with the ethics, etc. of it, I think you're doing the hard work of being human and doing your best to exist in a healthy and responsible way. And I'll add one extra caveat to that. You're doing all of that in a set of circumstances that you neither asked for nor wished upon yourself. I think the hard goddamn thing about being human is, and in so many ways, but especially on this, or also on this way is like, I feel something good from this art, and I know something bad about this artist. That's not a fun situation to be in. And if we were simpler beings, we would feel less complicated about it. But the terrible or lovely thing, depending on who you are and how you feel about being human, is that you can know that that's complicated. And therefore, you, if you choose to, wrestle with it. And if you're wrestling with that, as Meg says, in a hard and responsible way, I forgot to buy the fucking shit. It's all right. Then, to me, you're doing a good job. All right, let's double check something. Let's double check something. First off, what's for sale? Nothing we can afford, that's for sure. Second off, this harvester will do canola, will do wheat, will do soybeans. Let's absolutely go. Okay. So we're going to go buy cedar. We're going to take this up to the store first. I love that, Meg. Was Crystal art? I'll tell you what. Whether or not Crystal was art, some of the things she did sure were. Like the way she held my hand. Ooh. The way she shook that ass. Are Artifice's profile pictures art? Absolutely. I'll tell you what, she was an expert in the art of taking all of Mark's money. That's hilarious. That's so funny. I enjoy conversations like this very much. We interact in fleeting comedic ways, but it rounds out my picture of the community seeing us discuss something deep like this. You want to know the best part about it for me, Siege? We have, from day one, we've had thoughtful people in this community. You know, some of our first viewers were Mars, who has a PhD, like, you know, very thoughtful people who came over from BookTube. So, like, they were readers, they were intelligent. And the coolest thing is that from the start, that thread has been there in this community. We like to think deeply about the... I don't know how I feel about it. My definition of that part of the community would be like, we like to think deeply, feel deeply, think critically about the things that we're doing, and that includes video games a lot of times, but a lot of times it's other stuff. So to me, that thread has been there. The coolest thing, though, is that thread is now a thick rope. It's a thick rope. There are so many new people, newer in the general sense, people in the community who have a lot to add on this topic, that like it doesn't feel like the same conversation as it was 4 years ago. It's cool. I don't know, it's not for everybody either, but hopefully it's also not actively annoying or terrible. But even annoying is fine. Being enthusiastic is annoying sometimes, but as long as it's not like hurtful. That's the main thing I would say. As long as it's not hurtful.